I think it's really timely to have you on the show right now, coming from Argentina, where apparently stablecoin use is really growing. Because here in the U.S., inflation is rising, or inflation is high for the first time in Bitcoin's lifetime, and a lot of people are saying Bitcoin doesn't work as an inflation hedge. This is nonsense. There's no use case for this. But Argentina, I think, is a pretty powerful counter argument to that. So if you could just give us a little bit of the view from the ground, because my understanding is that a lot of people do use crypto to protect their savings against inflation. And if you could just break down, what the inflationary environment is like there and how people are using crypto to protect themselves from it.
Yes, this weekend there was a very interesting development that is growing up, which is Argentina has very high inflation right now. It's over 80%, and there is a major risk of a hyperinflation. The accounts of the central bank are not very healthy at the moment, and there is crossing 100% that is likely going to happen. It could open the doors for a hyperinflation, sadly. And this weekend on Saturday, the Minister of Economy resigned in a very abrupt way. And this is something that's become like a pattern of this government, which is like to make really bad announcements on Friday, late Friday or Saturdays, so that the markets are not open at that moment. But as crypto has this nature of being available 24/7, there is stablecoins, for example, is one of the few markets where price can be discovered. And over this weekend, there was a huge increase on volumes for stablecoins. Most of the exchanges are reporting 2 to 3 times more volumes. And prices for the stablecoins rise really high. The exchange rate was 200 pesos per dollar just a few weeks ago. Last week it was 245 pesos per dollar, and over the weekend on exchanges, the equivalent for Bitcoin and stablecoins rise over 300 pesos per dollar as people was trying to seek refugee. It ended up landing about 260, 275 is discovering prices still, but is becoming a tool that is becoming more and more widely used. There is more and more people saving on stablecoins because access to dollars is very restricted through banks. Today, you cannot buy more than $200 per month from your bank account. So access to Bitcoin and stablecoins has become a major way to seek refugee. Today at Ripio, our most traded coins are Bitcoin, that's number one, and second is USDC. And then you have Ethereum and the rest of the tokens. And this is becoming more and more.
Yes. Just to why USDC specifically? Why not USDT, which is the leading stablecoin in most other places?
I think it has become more and more widely understood. I think the most it depends on the users. USDT Tether is still very popular, especially with foreign exchanges like Binance and others. But locally, the most used stablecoins on retail are USDC and DAI. I would say, the more crypto savvy DeFi Web3 users are more inclined to DAI, but the retail space is more open to USDC.
So just so if I understand correctly, when you keep saying, stablecoin use, what does that mean exactly? Are people actually using crypto for payments in Argentina, or is it more they are using it for savings, or are they more using stablecoins as on-ramps to get onto exchanges? What are the main use cases in Argentina for crypto and stablecoins?
The main use case still is a store of value and safety. The user in Argentina is a bit different from the user across the world. We have our main user bases are in Argentina and Brazil. And the main difference that we see from them is like the Brazilian user is looking more for opportunity in crypto, trying to make money and grow their wealth, while the user in Argentina is more seeking safety and a store of value. With the use, we don't see our users spending their Bitcoin. The only things that our user will consider spending Bitcoin that we see transactions are things of high value, that like travel or buying something that is technology. So our user doesn't buy Bitcoin for the short term. They're buying it for the long term. So they will only spend it in something that is really valuable for them, and that happens to be for the user base or technology or travel. So we see transactions like, for example, technology stores will accept Bitcoin as a payment, and our user will be willing to spend Bitcoin for technology, but they're not going to spend their Bitcoin on groceries. Even so that the technology enable is, but it is not a technology thing, is why they buy it. They don't buy it for that. But we do see more and more usage of stable coins as spendable wealth and money that they have in their wallet, and there is more and more cases of merchants that are accepting stable coins, and that is money that our users are more likely to spend, and that's how these are the behaviors that we're starting to see.
Well, I think this is a really important perspective because, again, I think in a lot of other countries, this whole question of Bitcoin as a store of value is really in doubt. You know, I think a lot of people are asking about that, but I imagine that this must apply a little bit to your country as well, because, you know, for all these people that put their savings into Bitcoin as a store of value, and then Bitcoin, you know, has plummeted, crypto has plummeted. They obviously lost a lot of that value. Are you seeing kind of the repercussions of that in Argentina? And also just in general, how is this crypto downturn affecting Latin America, which, you know, has been a very important region for cryptocurrency?
Yes, so it does affect it, but I think like the way that users are buying it, especially in Argentina, which is long term, it doesn't it doesn't affect that much. We haven't seen drops in our custody levels. Most people is holding into the coins or even buying the dips. But the of the nature of like these long-term savings that they see on Bitcoin, it has affected even more other assets that are more speculative, like Ethereum, for example. We see very low Ethereum volumes right now, and the rest of the altcoins, and that it has been a lot more affected, and people are trading their altcoins or like or the other projects that they were like looking more of them as an opportunity for Bitcoin, and we're seeing a flight to safety, but the Bitcoin holder is more of a long-term holder.